And the Trump administration is setting the stage for a dramatic downsizing of federal workers, ordering agencies to draft plans for these mass layoffs by March 13th. Labor unions are now sounding the alarm, warning hundreds of thousands of staffers that losing their jobs could affect federal services nationwide. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey is following the latest from Capitol Hill. Tom, how big of an impact does a memo like this make?
Hey, good morning, Markie. Well, look, this new memo gives federal agencies just 2 weeks from today to develop plans for a, quote, significant reduction in positions. Billionaire Elon Musk, for his part, saying that without decisions like this, the United States could go bankrupt. This new memo, though, came down shortly before President Donald Trump convened his cabinet inside the White House on Wednesday, and it calls on agency heads to work with DOJ teams. For the layoffs, it says agencies should look at positions not typically designated as essential. It also calls for regional field offices to possibly close or be consolidated. It even asks agency heads to consider whether the whole agency or parts of it should be eliminated.
We're cutting down the size of government. We have to. We're bloated. We're sloppy. We have a lot of people that aren't doing their job.
The American Federation of Government Employees very much pushed back against this. This is a union for federal workers, and in a statement, the president of the union said in part, laying off potentially hundreds of thousands of federal workers will mean fewer services at higher costs for the American taxpayer. The union warned that because of these layoffs, it could lead to things like longer wait times at VA hospitals, fewer food inspections, as well as a number of other impacts like less research for health and science. But one thing we will note that these massive layoffs are not, this new memo does not apply to military, law enforcement, as well as the United States Postal Service, Markie.
Okay, good to know. And Tom, these mass federal layoffs are already underway. I know some workers have like 15 minutes to pack up their offices, their boxes today. What kinds of impacts have we already seen there?
Well, yeah, like you said, starting today, it's USAID workers who can swing by the office there to pick up their belongings. They're being given 15 minutes to do so. But this obviously goes well beyond USAID. IRS potentially could see thousands of more layoffs in the weeks ahead. Reuters reports that the Interior Department recently got warned about a 10 to 40% workforce reduction ahead. The General Services Administration, which helps manage federal buildings, also told workers just this week that staff cuts are happening. And keep in mind, NewsNation has extensively reported that in previous weeks, we've seen tens of thousands of federal workers either laid off or who have accepted that federal buyout plan. A lot of the workers impacted so far, as far as the layoffs are concerned, are probationary ones on the job for a year or less, Markie.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.